everybody. Welcome to another episode of As Told by Us. So, to start off with, we had someone anonymously send us a message to say, "Hi, I really love the podcast. Can I be a guest?" I don't know who you are. So, no. Why would you send that anonymously, friend? Like, how are you going to appear on the show anonymously? You know what I mean? So if you want to be a guest, for anyone who wants to be a guest, send us a DM, a WhatsApp, an inbox, an ecocash. Love that. So that we know who you are, that you want to be a guest, and then tell us what it is that you want to talk about. And yeah, you might end up finding yourself sitting on one of these couches. Cheeto?
Hey, okay, wow. We did actually also get a message that we posted some time ago on our WhatsApp channel, and it reads, random question. Would you rather be ghosted by a guy or be gaslit into leaving him? I need you guys to take some time to think about it because you only have two options.
Gaslit
Oh,
or ghosted?
Mm.
would you rather be gaslit or ghosted?
So, like, none of them is, like, if I say none, that's
No,
not an option. I have to
no,
pick one.
it's just pick one. Pick a struggle is what I'm saying.
Why are we so toxic?
Gas. See, I have a pride thing about, like, you ghosting me, which I don't like. Like, I don't like the idea of, like, you stop talking to me.
Because you are the
It's,
prize.
it's just, yes.
Okay.
But also,
I
it's
just
just
I was
there's something about like I don't want you. It's more so I don't want you going around telling people that you stop talking to me. I don't like that. I don't like that. Like
so you'd rather be
scenario.
manipulated into leaving the person.
Yes, I because I want to be the one to finally say I left. Like he's obviously gonna go around and be like, I made her go. You know, like oh I did this, I did this, I did that. But like the final decision was me. You know?
Fair.
Oh,
So if I
wow.
have to pick between those two, which none of them are great, but like I wanted to end up with me being the decider, not
Okay.
you ghosting me.
Fair.
I think we're the opposite. I would rather be ghosted than be gaslit into dumping you. I think there's guys, gaslighting doesn't take one day, hey. Gaslighting is like a whole
Systematic.
month of you thinking, how best can I make this babe like dump me? How best can I do it? And I think I just wouldn't want to suffer for that long, to be honest. Because firstly, you didn't want to talk to me about this, and you didn't want to say, it's not working, sure, let's leave it. And then you were like, you know what, it's fine, she'll dump me. So I'm going to stop talking to her. I'm going to make it very uncomfortable for both of us in this relationship until such a time where she can say, guys, I'm enough. That's mad to me. That's crazy manipulative. And I think I would rather you ghost me. Because when you get to a stage where you're now like breaking up, of course, both of you can feel it. Both of you know that, okay, this is not, it's not working.
The end.
I would prefer he just ghosted and we never spoke again. And I'll be like, okay, fine. Like, that's a breakup. If you couldn't talk to me, that's fine. Be a ghost then. Be the Casper you want to be in life.
I tend to agree with you there. I would also prefer to be ghosted. I think it's better. It's just the one and done.
It's fine. Be dead to me. It's
Just,
okay.
just, yeah. I'd sooner, because I think being manipulated, you know, guys, the psychological warfare that is being manipulated.
They will be the weapon formed against you.
To be
Every
honest,
day.
maybe in my 20s I was a strong girlie. I could have taken it. Maybe I would have. But now, you'll finish me. I will be completely finished. I'd sooner be ghosted. Now I want to switch it around a little bit. Have you guys done any of that? Like, have you one ghosted someone or manipulated them into leaving you? I know I've ghosted someone, and we spoke about this before the episode, and I told you who I had ghosted.
I have ghosted. I've never gaslit anyone into leaving me again for the same reason that this will not end on your terms.
Okay, fair.
So ghosting is it leaving on my terms? Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
Like it's me saying nah, right? So I have ghosted a few people. But like I also
You don't have to explain why you ghosted them.
It's okay.
It's okay.
The confession is out
Okay.
there.
Yeah, it's fine.
I
As
have
long as
ghosted
you can
people.
say you've ghosted. And it's
I don't think I have, to be honest. I don't think I have. But then again, maybe they feel I ghosted them.
okay.
I usually try to have a discussion around these things before I do them. So I'll be like, okay, I'm setting a boundary now. And that's me ghosting. I guess maybe for you, you'll be thinking, oh, she's not replying or I'm blocked or whatever. But the last message I would have sent was, I'm
This is
setting a
why.
boundary and this is not working anymore.
Have you ever manipulated anyone into leaving you?
No. No, I have been manipulated into me dumping someone. I'm too much of a lover girl, you know. That I can confess. I don't think I've ever been someone who's then going to say, I want to go through 5 steps in order for someone to dump me. I don't think I've ever done that.
I'm trying to think. No, I've never manipulated anyone. Although
Do girls
the
really
idea
do that?
has occurred.
Occurred.
I hear what you're saying.
You know,
Sometimes
it's
you're
like, what can I do?
How best can I cha-cha?
but I think girls do that with fights, right? Like sometimes it's like, what fight can I start that will just piss him off where he's over it? You
To
know,
the extent that he'll dump
he
me.
won't
and
dump me, but I need him to get to the point where he realizes that that's
not
that's where
working.
we're going.
Oh, okay.
Right. So you pick a petty fight. He's, obviously he says, oh, I'm sorry. No, it's fine. I understand. And then 2 days later, pick another one. And
Be
then
the
at some
problem.
point, he ends up saying, dude, I'm not
over it."
understanding. Like, it feels like we just keep fighting. And then you're like, yeah,
Yeah,
you're right. And like, I
you're
don't think
right.
it's working. I think
Yeah.
but I guess
That
it's
is
the
the ma-
same.
that
I think
is
it's
the
the same thing.
manipulation.
It
That's
is that, like,
gaslighting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is. Okay, so it
Oops.
brings me to the bigger question of today's episode, which is why are people so afraid to end relationships honestly?
Why are people afraid to end relationships?
Because it seems like a common occurrence, right? It almost feels like ghosting is like the coward's way out. Like you don't want to say, hey, I'm not feeling this anymore. Let's go our separate ways. And then you just kind of end up just ghosting and then blocking them. It almost feels like it's a coward's way of leaving a relationship. But then because it's become so common,
It has a whole term.
it has, yeah, like we've now gotten a whole term out of it. And there's even alternatives. People will say, okay, if I can't gaslight them, maybe I'll manipulate them into breaking up with me. So it's like, for me, it's now the question is, why are we so afraid to end relationships honestly?
I even think we've gaslit ourselves to thinking ghosting is okay. In the sense that, like, we've made it sound like, oh, you're setting a boundary. And so, people can't treat you like that. And if they just don't know how to treat you, cut them
Cut
off.
them off. Yeah.
Ghost them. Like, you don't need to speak to them. You don't need that on Beyonce's internet. You pay for the Wi-Fi. You don't, like, we've gaslit ourselves into thinking it's okay to just, cut people off and then ghost. Which I don't think, like, I'm very much a like I want to have, like Anissa said, I want to have the conversation with you. Let's discuss the reason why tomorrow neither of us are texting each other. Right? Here's what I'm feeling. Here's what you're feeling. We've agreed it's not gonna work. Like I would rather it be like, I know there's never like a mutual breakup. There's always one who maybe wants to hold on to it, but I think there is a way of making it mutual. Like we're both agreeing, we both are seeing the trends. Like you don't just wake up and say, out of nowhere, I'm out, right? It's like we've both seen the trends. It's not working, but I want to talk about here's how I'm feeling about it. I guess maybe I need a bit of closure. Maybe we can call it that. Like I need you to understand where I'm coming from, and I want to understand from you, like what did I do?
What did I do?
That way also, because I'm trying to like you're not the last, right? So I also want you to tell me like here are the parts that like you need to go
fix.
you need to go back and work out, you know.
But because of the fact that people are ghosting, it means that nobody wants to have that conversation.
Yeah.
I want to ask you, because you've said you've ghosted before. Why did you ghost?
I was young.
How old were you? Tell us. 'Cause now I want to know these details.
Young is not last year.
No, I think, and you know what? I've never ghosted someone I was actively in a relationship with, or even someone I was seriously thinking about relationshiping
So
with.
what
I've always
kind of
ghosted
ghost?
people where like maybe like we're talking, like I already know this ain't going nowhere. So I just stop responding. Like it's not going anywhere. And even
Okay.
then, like I should have just been like, mate, I don't think
Yeah,
there's
because even then
anything
you should
here.
have. Yeah.
There's nothing here for me. And then leave, right? But just to not to respond. Like I'm saying, I was young, but even then, I'm like when I say I was young, I mean like mid-20s. But it's still like it's something where I could have just said, I don't think, I don't even want to. You've irritated me. I don't want to be here.
Don't want to be in this relationship.
Bye. Right. Anyone who like whether even if we never end up in a relationship, but like we were intentionally moving that way, or anyone who I was in a relationship with, never ghosted,
Okay.
never gaslit. And I think which why for me it's always worked out that I've been friendly with a lot of people I've broken up with, because it's always ended.
Amicably.
I'm just laughing at you.
It's always ended so well, right? We've all had a discussion. We all know what it is here. Nobody hates each other. I've never also ended a relationship where like we were at like blows.
You were fighting.
You know what I mean? It's kind of like, it's coming, So
Yeah.
you can still be friendly and okay. Like when I see them around, we can even hang out. Like we're okay because we've had the chat. We know it's not working. We're not trying to do nothing about it anymore. But I still think you're a good person, and like why
It just
not
didn't
hang
work out. Well, I think the guys will have to confirm or say no, because I don't like speaking for people, but at the same time I've had these discussions with male friends, and I think the one thing that's on more of like the manipulative side is when I've asked guys, why didn't you just like tell her how you were feeling and told her that this relationship or what we're doing isn't working for me. I think we're not really like fit for these things. A few guys I've spoken to have said I would rather gaslight her until she dumps me, because it's easier when the woman ends the relationship. One, because you can always go back. Guys, you will confirm, guys, because I don't like speaking for guys. But this is what I've heard. If you are to end a relationship, it means that that person, once it's done, it's done. But if she ends the relationship, you can be like,
there's a chance.
maybe I can go back after a few months and be like, baby girl, what's up? Let's try again, etc. So that's just me knowing very manipulative people, but it is one reason why people do that.
It, though.
Because as Kuda said, Kuda wants that power to be like,
Yeah.
I've ended this
And so
relationship.
if I choose to take you back, it's because
I chose to take you back. But like I said, and do budisa nyadzi vanhu. So if you're a guy and you think I'm right, then let
Yeah,
me
because if
know.
you left me, there's no coming back.
There's no coming back for some people.
No
Once
way.
we are done, we are done.
You've embarrassed me
Yeah.
enough.
I'm so shook.
But if I left you, you're right. There's always a
There's
chance.
always a chance I can go back and say, oh, let's try and
I'm
like
so
work this
shook
out
at
or whatever.
I love it though.
I'm so shook at the psychological game. It's all a game.
I don't know if the people have said this to you, but also I think we, as girls, maybe because of that power, I don't know what it is. But I recently heard a story of a girl who got dumped. Or he said, I don't want to continue the relationship. You know what I mean? They weren't in a relationship, they were in a talking stage, and then he just said, but like, my good girl lost it. Like, she called him nonstop, used different numbers,
She
emailed
was
him,
ghosted?
texted him. So he said, I don't want to he did communicate, I don't want to continue this. He explained why I don't want to continue this, you know. So she was like, no, I understand what you're saying. I'm so sorry. I won't do it again. Take me back. Right. And like she was calling like numerous numbers, emails, texts, like friends' phones, Instagrams, TikToks, LinkedIn's, but like she went, her mom called him. Like she was trying to get as many people to say, forgive her. Like she won't do it again. But like I'm like in the way that when he was telling me the story, I did think on her end, like there was a blow to like, ah, you're leaving me, right? And kind of like, if I convince him to come back, right, then that's her saying, okay, I got him, you know? And then now she can break up with him if she wants to. But like, I can't leave it like that. I can't.
Yeah. Women are not good with rejection. And I think we need to be honest with ourselves about that. We're not good with rejection. And for someone to then say that I don't want to be in a relationship with you, it really does feel really painful because we're not good with that. We all think we're very perfect and we all think we're doing relationships very well. And when a guy is now saying, maybe I don't think we're clicking and I don't think you're the one for me, it's very difficult for us to then say, okay,
Okay, I'm
it's
seeing a
fine.
lot of things here. Number one, um, I'm shook. First of all, the psychological games that people are playing out there are so wild. But what I'm realizing is that as people, we don't know how to deal with breakups in a
Oof.
healthy way. And as well, what I'm realizing is that, because both of you are saying about maybe why people would want to opt for ghosting instead of telling the truth is because you don't want to be the villain in someone else's like story, right?
Yeah.
So you'd rather just like, oh, ghost or manipulate them into breaking up with you, which I get. So you don't want to be the villain in someone else's story. But I think that we need to really kind of get into I think we're just failing at communicating. I don't know because okay, number one, as I said, we don't know how to deal with and process breakups, which
Yeah.
maybe is another episode on its own of how to deal with and or process breakups. But I feel like the moment that if someone breaks up with you, Andy, and you're failing to compute, sure, it can take you like a day or 2 days.
Not technical difficulties.
I'm like looking at a glitch. I'm like,
You're glitching. I think it's okay. Like, if you find yourself now obsessing to the extent that this lady was calling, trying to, then I think you really are the problem, and we need to pray about it. Because honestly, if someone says like, "Yo, I don't want," and maybe if they don't give you a reason, the fact that they've already communicated that I am no longer interested in moving forward should be enough for you to be like, oh, okay. It's okay to grieve something that you've lost. Like, oh no, I've lost this relationship. Take the time to grieve, even like a week to grieve. But then after that, Sha, get over it. I sound so rough when I say after a week, Sha, get over it. But honestly, like we need to learn how to accept when something is over.
I get
Because it's also
it.
a part of having healthy relationships is knowing that like if it's over, it wasn't for you, and you know you need to be able to embrace that.
Yeah, but I also think it's sort of something that takes time
Yeah.
because it's something I also had to unlearn.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't think it's something that you wake up and you say, I'm the most healthiest person when it comes to
Yeah. Yeah.
relationships and breaking up with people and dealing with breakup.
Mm-hmm.
Because unfortunately, I can only speak for women, and I feel like relationships are made a very big thing for us in the sense that I have a boyfriend, I have a husband, this person, when, especially now as you get into your 20s and 30s and whatever, it's something that people actually take quite seriously. So if I'm taking it seriously, right, and I'm doing my best, bruh, I'm doing my level best to
And
make
then the
sure
man just
this
says,
thing
I don't
works
want.
out, and then a guy says, I don't think you're the one for me. I think for some people they still have that pride. For some people you're still there where you can say, break up with me. What did I do? Like,
What
oh,
didn't I
I
do?
what
think.
didn't I do? And with girls, we also have a problem where we say, I've invested this, this. I've sacrificed time. I've met your family. I did this for your sister. I did this for your mom. I gave you money. Don't ever give people money, guys. Don't do that. But we do that because we're also very like, if we're in a relationship, we're thinking this is for the long haul. So we're very like selfless and all of these things.
Do you
So now when someone says, I don't want you, like, what don't you want? I've given you everything.
Do you think that sometimes, because you've said that as women, we are almost socialized to work towards having a relationship, da da da
Yeah.
da da, right? Do you think that as a woman or as women, our sense of self worth is kind of linked to having a relationship?
Yeah.
I would think so. I would think that if you've ever been anywhere, and like we all have jobs, right? But no matter what family function you go to, the only question anyone cares about is "Urugururwari." Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
not hey girl, did you get the promotion? Not hey girl, like you look like your body baggy. You going to the gym these days? No, it's always like
Jeez.
or that's like you know what I mean. Like that's always a chat. So of course my worth to these people is related to who my status as a married, like I'm nothing without them. Like I could be CEO of whatever and they'll still be like
She's unmarried.
you know. So I do think for a lot of people then they feel like you're nothing, or like worse, how if your friends are dating and you're not dating, now you're thinking, so I should, I need to find somebody because I'm the only one who's alone. It's like, oh, girl, even the people in the relationship are alone. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
but I did want to say, I think what's worse, why we can't face rejection is actually because we don't know how to date in the first place.
Yeah, I
Right?
agree.
I don't think we've
Yeah.
been taught to date in the sense that, like, we equate, like Anessa was saying, we equate dating to doing. Friend, if you are in a relationship, you must meet his mother and his sister and cook for him and make his lunchbox and right. So when he does say no, you're really genuinely confused. I've done all the things that they said if I do, I will have a successful relationship. So if relationshiping is not about the things I'm doing, then what is it about? And I think that's what we actually need to go back to and saying, what actually, when you are in a romantic relationship, what is it about? Like, is it about feeling? How do you assess compatibility? You know, because at the same time, you're also looking at, like, what is he doing for me, right? Now you're also in the trap of like, he's not buying me flowers, he's not doing this, he's supposed to do that, he's supposed to do that. And then it's like, oh, so if he's not doing those things, this checklist of things that I've been told dudes should do, he's out. Right? And that's how we're dating, but that's not dating.
Yeah.
You're not dating. Like, and because we're not taught how to date, we genuinely, I would be confused. Like, if I cooked, clean, and then you still said no, what are you saying no to?
And sometimes your personality is not that great.
What are you?
Maybe the guy is
Nobody
like, yo,
said
this
anything
girl is
about
always so
personality.
moody, and yes, you're cooking, but you're like, you're cleaning, but you're so angry. And he's just like, okay, maybe this is not the relationship I want. But you're like, I've done
You
everything
see, and then what then happens is the same person will go marry a girl who doesn't do any of the things
that you were
you were
doing.
doing, right?
I
Like,
don't cook, I don't clean.
and then you get confused, like, why is it that like 6 months later, like I was with him for 6 years, and then 3 months later he married, like complete opposite. Girl does nothing except eats his money, you know, and like
But
now you're
he's
confused as to, but I did all the things, but it's, I just don't think we know how to date, and I don't, and so I think when it does end, again, the rejection does feel personal, like.
how?
So you guys, because while you guys were talking about this, I was thinking, is it that we also lack a bit of accountability when we're in these like relationships? And so I had two questions, right? Is honesty kinder than avoidance? So what I mean by that is, when you're thinking about whether you're ghosting someone or whatever, like you want to end a relationship or whatever situation that you're in, you want to end it. Is honesty to the other person better than avoiding them completely and not talking about it? Is it kinder? And also, are we just in a generation that doesn't know how to end things properly?
Answer to the first one, I don't think we can blame it on a generation. I think we all know what we're supposed to do. I think we all know that it would be kinder to discuss this thing with this person.
Even if it's going to hurt
Even
them,
if it's
even
going
if
to,
you're going
we
to be the
all
villain
know,
in their story.
we all know the right way to do things. And I don't think it's something that someone even needs to tell us. Someone needs to teach you to say, oh, Chido, this is how you break up with someone nicely, or this is how you cut off or create boundaries and all of that. I think we all know, like, it's inbuilt. You want someone to do things to you as you would do to them, right? So going to your first question, I would want honesty. I would rather you tell me so I don't waste my time. I would rather you tell me so that we all know that, oh, no, actually, this is not working, and let's be about our business and go about our days. Or this is not working. What's not working? Oh, you don't like that I don't text you good night or whatever. Oh, is it something we can fix? And then if you see that it's something you can't fix, it's closure in itself, right? To just be like, you know what? This it's not what needs to happen. Right. So I don't think it's a generation thing. I think maybe to say the generation part is us normalizing it and us thinking that it's okay to do that to someone. Because if you hear, oh, this guy hasn't texted me in like a week or whatever, people are like, what ghost wa? Move on. Keep it moving, what ghost wa? So we've given it a name, but it's not kindness. And it's not a good thing, I don't think.
Process a breakup with me. I'm thinking of one. I'm going backwards now because I'm trying to put myself in a position where I'm like, okay, so here's how it worked out, right? See, here's my thing. The reason why I like the conversation, I like to know when it's finished.
Okay, so
Right.
there's a
Yo.
clear boundary
So
that's
that we
already
know
there.
on Tuesday,
We
the
broke up.
8th, it is when it ended. That way, if Kurawashi doesn't move on, no one's moving around saying, is she still not? No. From Tuesday the 8th, he was no longer. And vice versa, right? Like, I don't want to then see him on Saturday and he's with
Someone
having
else.
ghosted me for 2 weeks. Like, because in the 2 weeks, I'm still
In limbo.
in them. I don't know what we're doing, right? So if I do see you with someone, I need to know if I should pop off or if I should, be like, hey, you're having a good time, but like if I, you know, and I think that for me, that's really what the conversation does, right? It brings a finality to this relationship. And then the way that we move forward, especially when we interact with each other, worse
We
in
know.
Harare, we're going to bump into each other anyway. We need to be able to know.
Are we really gonna bump into each other?
Bafuthi lava spaya. Oh no, sangana naye Jade.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think God just, he protects me. I'm
You
yet to
just-
see any of
Do
my
you know what's
exes, to
actually
be
so funny?
honest.
There are people that like I would see
Same.
daily, right? Like I would see you all the time, and the moment like it ended, I haven't seen them in
Gone.
4 years. I haven't seen. I don't know nothing about them.
But you're right. There could be like a chance encounter.
No, there's always a chance. There's always a chance. But anyway, that was my point. So now back to your question about the way that
Wait. I thought you were about to tell us
yeah,
about
I
a
was about to
breakup.
say the way that this
Yeah.
breakup worked, right, was really
Oh,
more
is this
so,
a real life thing?
yes.
Oh,
I said
okay.
we're
Story
processing a
time, Baba.
breakup.
Okay. Let's hear
Okay,
it.
so let's get into it. Okay, I'm saying this. We both saying this relationship's not working, right? I would like to sit down and have a conversation about so that we can end it, right? He does not want to have the conversation because I just don't want to disappoint you, and I feel like I've already disappointed you so
Why
much
is
in
he
this
talking like this?
relationship. This is how he was. This is his reason for not wanting to sit down and have a conversation. I feel like I've already disappointed you so much in this relationship, and I just feel like I don't want to disappoint. I feel like I keep disappointing you, and I don't want to keep.
That's already gaslighting.
So if you already know you are, and you already know, so again, we're both on the same
Same
page
page,
about it, right?
yes.
It's just at what, like, his thing about it was ghost for a day or 2, 3 days, check in on like Thursday. Are you okay? Check in again on Monday
Why were you
after
still
the
replying?
weekend. But you see what? When do I stop? Do you see what I mean? That's what I'm saying.
Because my thing is, right, if he was already ghosting you, if this was becoming a pattern, right, he's ghosting for a few days, then comes back and, oh, how are you? I'm just checking
Thursday,
in.
Monday was the trend. Thursday,
Yeah.
Monday.
Okay,
Thursday,
so the
Monday.
first time, Thursday, Monday, Andy. Then
Next Monday?
next Monday. Then you keep also saying, hi, I'm okay.
But then, listen.
Are you sure this was not a married man?
No,
Why
he
the
wasn't.
routine?
Because, the thing about it is, it's like Thursday before the weekend, Monday after the weekend. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Also, you disappear for the
you
weekend.
disappear for the weekend, and then Monday, hey, I'm checking in. Are you all right? Are you okay? Yeah, okay. And then, like, yeah, work is really busy. I'm gonna holler at you later. Thursday. But here's what I'm saying. It didn't go on for too long, right? It's like the trend didn't go on, but that was the trend.
Okay.
It didn't go on for too long because that's what I'm saying. So your question being, why would you still respond? Right? Mind you, this is a person you're actually dating. Like you're in a relationship with. So you haven't broken up, right?
But he's already starting to.
But here's the trend of where it's like
Breadcrumb.
we're breaking up. Like we're both knowing what this is happening. But what he was avoiding was to sit down and say,
Have a discussion.
let's talk about it, because he's gonna have to take accountability for the parts of him that, because already he knew the fact that I don't want to keep disappointing you. You knew, right? At the same time, there was also no legitimate reason on his end
why he had disappeared during the
why,
weekend.
but not even like why the relationship on his end wouldn't be working. Right, at least especially because I'm saying if you relationshiped in a way of doing where like the girl has done everything for you. So if you're sitting back with yourself and saying, okay,
What
but
is wrong with
what's
him?
wrong with this relationship? He also has no answer. He just knows I don't
It's not
want it. It's just not working for me. But like, people will be like, ah, but she look, she's bought you this and she's bought you that and she does this for you every day. She's, she takes care of your mom. She's done all this. So now you start feeling bad. Like, should I be feeling something that I'm not feeling? Right? And so now to ask him what was wrong with the relationship, I don't know. I just
it just
it
wasn't
just
the one.
isn't.
Yeah.
Right? So he feels bad and he doesn't know how to sit down and have that conversation
Mm.
either. Right? And so he starts acting weird to gaslight you to break up with him so that
So okay, I see, I see. I think that the issue here is just lack of cojones, I want to say, to be able to express how you're feeling honestly. Like,
But also just going back to Kuda's point of we don't know how to date. I think now, the age I'm at, I can actually say I have a particular list. I know what I'm really looking for in a partner. So when you're in a relationship with someone who doesn't have a list and they don't know what they really want, in a partner because they don't know themselves, you then end up with people like this who you're doing everything and everything is like, it looks good on paper. But because he doesn't know what he's looking for, he just says, oh, the feeling is not right. It just doesn't feel right. So I think sometimes we do get into relationships when we're not ready or we don't know ourselves.
can
So
you
maybe it might
elaborate?
not be being a coward or lacking cojones, but it might just be an issue of you should not be in a relationship
At all.
at all as that particular person.
Okay, okay, okay.
Sorry to them. I feel like I do this where I give my friends advice and I'm like, do you really need to be in one? Are you sure? Because it doesn't seem like you know what you want. So I'm not
yeah.
sure what you're expecting the other person to understand.
I think
Because
it speaks to emotional maturity. I think
yeah.
you, if you're wanting to be in a relationship that's serious, you need to have some kind of emotional maturity, and sometimes that requires you to, number one, be able to articulate negative feelings and be able to take your partner's negative feelings sometimes. Like, for example, because I think sometimes also people don't know how to take other people's negative feelings. So, like, for example, if my man were to say to me, I don't like that you're doing this and this and this, then I immediately say, so what are you saying? I think that we're breaking up. But it's like, no, I'm not breaking up with you. But I'm just also communicating that I don't like this.
It's good.
I was actually about to say, even in relationships, people don't know how to fight.
Yeah.
Yo.
Right? Because you automatically take it so personally, right? And now you go into like defense mode. Like, well, what do you mean? Like, what are you
What does that
saying?
mean?
What are
So
you?
what is this?
So
What are
all
you
this
really
time,
saying?
this is how you've been feeling, man. Like, and I think when you're in a relationship, no matter what relationship, you're not perfect. Accept it. You're not perfect. You're not always going to be perfect. You will be. Not even a villain in someone's story. Somebody will just not like a particular action that you do or the way you said something, and it's okay, right? The same way you're not gonna like everything that they're doing. They're not gonna like everything you're going to be doing, and you need to be open enough to say and to receive. Oh, I did this thing. Okay, I need to fix it, adjust it. Listen, if it's like dumb and you're really like, I don't understand, like, I'm not
What are you
understanding, what are you
saying?
saying? And even then, I feel like something for me, I could look at you and be like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Like, you can't be upset with me over that. Do you know what I mean? But I should still be able to say, it's big enough for you. Do you want to communicate this? It might take me a minute to.
You see, that's exactly what I'm saying about the emotional maturity thing, where it's like someone might even come to you, right, and say, yo, I really didn't like this, whatever, and then you laugh it all like, fresh. I'm just
Relax.
joking, bruh. Like,
Yeah,
it's like,
it's
calm
not
your
that,
tits.
dude. It's not that
It's not
deep.
that deep. But then for that other person,
They're not okay.
they're not okay, and it's
Yes.
taken them a lot of courage to just come out
Yeah.
and say like, yo, I didn't like this, because that's something that
Yeah.
personally I've had to learn, and I'm actually still like learning how to express negative
Yeah.
feelings, because in a way that's just like constructive, because we like I grew up in a place where expressing negative feelings is like, "Ah, so what are you saying, you know, like, are you saying that I'm not saying this happened, but I'm just saying like expressing negative feelings in an African household is almost taboo.
It's
So
like
as
an
a
attack.
yeah, it's almost like an attack. So as a as a young girl, I've had to unlearn that reluctance to express negative feelings from my upbringing, right? Because now when coming into a relationship, I need to be able to also speak my mind and say, yo, I didn't like this, I didn't like that, or I'm feeling some type of way, blah, blah, blah. And I think that's also why maybe in my younger years, I've also been okay with ghosting, because it was almost like,
You didn't have to do it. You didn't have to do the work.
I don't have to do the work, right? And as a younger person, it felt like it was kinder to ghost the person rather than to just be honest with them, because honesty might not be taken
But
so well.
who was it kinder to? It was kinder to you and
It
not
was
the other
kinder to
person.
me and really not the
Yeah.
other person,
Yeah.
because they knew nothing. They didn't know what was going on in my mind. They had absolutely no closure.
Yeah.
I mean, not that they deserved it.
Yeah, sure.
But also I think the inability to process our own feelings, right? Like sometimes I get upset, and I don't know why I'm upset. I just know I'm upset, right? Like you
I also
did
get those
something,
moments.
like you do something to me, and I'm like,
I don't know what it is.
There's something about this that I should be upset about, but like
I don't know what
don't
it is,
know
but I'm
what.
upset.
Because I can't process, because I don't know, right? So I have to actually sit down and be like, but what are you mad about? And then, like, if I'm like, sometimes I'll come back from it and be like, I'm actually not. I'm actually
Yeah.
not mad. Or I come back, I'm like, okay, no, now I can explain to you and articulate to you why I'm.
Or sometimes for me, I even like I take the time to sit down with my feelings, and then I actually think, but actually, you're the one who's the problem here.
Yeah.
Like you're actually being ridiculous.
But when you do that, though, here's a quick one. Do you go back and say, I realize
Do you
I'm the problem?
apologize?
So when I find myself in those situations, right? He actually like comes at me and he's like, Basha.
I want my apology.
No, not like I want my apology. Not like I want my apology, but he'll
He'll say you were wrong for
He'll
that.
say, "Bri, you were wrong for that," and in I'll be already knowing because
I knew I was wrong.
But I'm so.
Would you argue the point still?
No.
Okay.
If it's something that I had already thought about and I knew that it was I had biased. Is that a word? Biased.
Baisa.
No, biased are like biased. I think it
It
should be a
makes
word.
sense.
But anyway, if I had already kind of deeped by myself with Pepe, I biased, I will apologize. But if in my mind there's a glimmer of I could have been right, I'll argue until I concede. Same.
Madness, I tell you. Madness.
Anyway.
Wait, are we toxic?
Oh, actually, while we were discussing, I just thought to refer our listeners back to an episode we actually did talk about toxicity and women. So we'll try and like put it somewhere so you can go listen to that one as well.
Yeah.
Because I think, there's some things, and I think there's some things that you only notice, oh, maybe I'm not as healed as I am when you're now in a healthy relationship, because the other person is also looking at you like, why do you always want to fight?
Yeah.
What is wrong with you? Why can't we like
Or
talk
why
to each
can't
other
you fight?
nicely, or why can't you speak up for
Why
yourself
can't
and
you
all of
fight?
these things. So I guess, yeah, we're learning as we go.
We're learning as we go. But yeah, guys, ish. What are the final words about this? The random question I started with. What are we saying? Like, what are we putting out into the internet? What are our final words? For me, I would say I think that we need to really grow and to be a lot more intentional and emotionally mature, especially just when dealing with other people's children. um, it might have been funny like 5 years ago. No,
No.
it might have been funny like 8 years ago. Haha, I ghosted this person. Haha, But I think,
We're too old.
yeah, I think we're just too old now to be normalizing ghosting. I think we're just at the age where, like, yo, let's be evolved human beings. Let's be able to talk about, let's have hard conversations. Let's know how to emerge from hard conversations. Let's be brave enough to say when it's not working, and
Yeah.
even on the receiving end, let's also not be crazy people who are obsessed.
Accept defeat.
Shirino Zongofa.
My words would just be kindness. I don't think it's good if we say it's an age thing, to say when I'm 30, I will then be a kind person. Or when I'm 18, I
Fair.
have time to be a toxic human being.
Yeah.
So I think my thing is just be kind and treat people how, like you're saying, treat people like with kindness. Treat them as you would want them to treat you. So if you think you need closure and you need a discussion about the things you might have done wrong, why can't you afford someone that too? And that's how I would just be kind.
Even if they don't deserve it.
Now that's the
Who
question.
doesn't
Like,
deserve guidance?
who?
Who doesn't?
Fair,
Like, let's be real. My final words will be: as much as you get hurt, you hurt others, and be okay with that. Just be grown up enough to receive it. It's uncomfortable. It hurts. It takes a lot to accept that you were wrong. And sometimes you might never understand it again because some things are dumb. But you need to be, if it's dumb to you, it still means something to somebody else.
Yeah.
So just be grown up enough to, or at least mature. Like, it's not hard to be mature. You just have to want to. And it's uncomfortable, yes. And to sit there and have somebody like, it feels like an attack. I get it. But you're a big girl or a guy. You can receive it. I wouldn't respond immediately. I would process and then come back and let's talk about it. But it's okay. You're not perfect. Neither are they. And you can't expect perfection from them. Why would they expect perfection from you? That's it.
Yeah, so message to everyone, let's stay accountable.
Stay wholesome.
Stay wholesome.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
And now, as told by us.